Welcome back to Weather on the Go, all your weather coverage. In today's weather forecast, we will be talking about a Christmas blizzard across the country, bringing several inches of snow and also some colder temperatures down. And then we'll be talking about your early and middle portion of January later on in today's video. So welcome back, everyone. Merry Christmas out there to you. Make sure to subscribe to the channel down below for detailed weather breakdowns on North America and the tropics. Also be sure to press the like button down below, and I would love to hit 60,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and you can help me get there by subscribing to the channel down below. Looking at your temperatures, walking out the door this morning, it is warm and anomalously warm across the Great Lakes and south to the southeastern United States. We're waking up into the Chicagoland area at 47, 55 there into Nashville, and even 65 further south into the Mobile, Alabama region as well. But notice the colder air behind the storm system up here across the Rockies, the northern high plains. That is the cold side of the storm. And just looking at the temperature anomalies this morning, with these temperatures out there, we are 20, 30, 35 degrees above the norm for this time of year. So it is very warm, and we're going to see a pretty warm Christmas east of the Rockies. If you live across the Mississippi Valley, the Ohio Valley, the Southeast, the New England region, definitely going to be much above normal there. Those are your temperatures, 40s, 50s, and 60s throughout across the eastern United States for your Christmas afternoon. Temperatures up here across the northern high plains and into the northern Rockies will likely be below freezing there, into the 20s and even the teens in those higher elevations. Here are your current weather conditions across the country. You do see the warm side of the system in the green, showing all liquid precipitation, that rainfall out there, even a couple thunderstorms across Alabama and Georgia this morning. Then there's the cold side. We have a quick change over to rain and snow mix, and then all snow in the blue there across southeastern portions of South Dakota, much of Nebraska, and far western Iowa there, and then that even moves further south into the northern Kansas vicinity as well. And looking at the weather alerts currently across the United States, we have blizzard warnings here in the orange across South Dakota into Nebraska. We even have those winter storm warnings in the pink surrounding that, and even winter weather advisories surrounding that in the purple. So this is a pretty impactful storm system, at least on the cold side. And let's look at the 500 millibar vorticity, and what this means is just showing you the lift or spin in the atmosphere. The brighter the color, the more spin there is in the mid-levels of the atmosphere above our heads. And you do notice that there is some spin here with that low centered across west central Kansas as we go through your Christmas Day time frame. But notice by the middle of the week, it starts to get brighter. So we got a little stronger low pressure system moving through. And that means it's going to be moving slower, because low pressure systems, when they strengthen, they tend to move a little bit slower as they build up the moisture across the middle of the country. So going through today, Christmas Day, all liquid precipitation for much of the Hawkeye state of Iowa, unless you're in a far western Iowa there, more of a rain-snow mix for you. Across the Illinois Valley, the Ohio and Tennessee River Valley there, and then across the southeast will be all rain. Looking at snowfall and some heavy snow, over an inch per hour possible rates across eastern South Dakota, east central Nebraska, and then far western Iowa there today. Notice the snow though. As we go into Tuesday, the system starts to occlude and slow down, and that means we're going to see more of that snow piling up there across the Dakotas, in particular South Dakota, getting into Nebraska there and into northern Kansas. And then as we go into Wednesday, we're going to continue to see that storm system move further east. All rain for New England in the Northeast, the Mid-Atlantic areas, going to see all liquid precipitation with the rain out there. But notice the lingering precip across the middle of the country with some snow showers and snow flurries even by the middle of the week. Let's talk accumulations here. Rainfall accumulation in inches now through the middle of the week on Wednesday, December 27th out there. We're definitely seeing some widespread 1 to 3 inches worth of rain across the upper Midwest, and then across the Southeast as well. With the rain side, we could be seeing some decent rains from portions of Virginia down through the Carolinas, Georgia, back into Mississippi, there into Alabama as well, and then up into Tennessee over the next few days. And looking at our snow depth right now, that storm system has already put down about 1 to 2 inches of snow approximately across portions there of Minnesota, down into South Dakota, into Nebraska there, and into western Iowa. And this is the additional snowfall that we're going to see on top of that as we go in towards the next couple of days, really through the middle of the week there on Wednesday, December 27th. We're going to be seeing more of the additional 5 to 8, even 10 inches worth of additional snow accumulations across South Dakota there and into portions of Nebraska. And looking at your New Year's Eve, New Year's Day time frame, you're wondering what the weather will be like there. This is just a general depiction of what the weather pattern will look like. The reds and oranges to the north, that is usually high pressure, and you see drier weather with that, and typically milder weather at times too. And then further south, more of an El Nino look here, where we have more of the lowering of the pressures. You see the whites and the blues down here. That is usually associated with near normal to below normal temperatures and more of the active weather as well. So let's first look at your temperatures for Sunday, New Year's Eve. During the day on the 31st of December, we're going to see milder temperatures to the south and colder temperatures to the north there, teens and 20s across the upper Midwest, 40s, 50s, and some 60s down there further to the south there on New Year's Eve day. And then as we go into New Year's Day itself, as we go into January 1st and turn the script to 2024, you can see the milder air across the southeast and a lot more colder air, and that freezing line shifting further to the south as well, including the Amarillo region at 32, nearing the freezing point there in Oklahoma City, Tulsa, up in there into portions of Kansas City, 33 there in Des Moines, and then up there toward Milwaukee at 34. So there's that freezing line shifting further south out of Canada than a lot more than we've seen it this year as we go into New Year's Day. So Sunday, New Year's Eve, here's the precipitation map. Not much happening really. Possibly a few flurries up here into the Midwest with a very weak low pressure system. That will be more of a nuisance. Not really worried about that. As we go into Sunday night, New Year's Eve, we're waiting for the ball to drop in New York City, and we're waiting for the 2024 to begin. We do have some quiet weather, but we also have some rainy weather at times across the lower Mississippi Valley here, East Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, into western Mississippi, seeing that as well. And then as we go into New Year's Day, that storm system starts to strengthen a bit there across Dixie Alley, and it's producing some rainfall there, possibly a mix of rain and snow if the cold air coming through does actually make it that far south and toward the Little Rock region. Overall, though, our rainfall accumulation in inches from Sunday, December 31st through Tuesday, January 2nd of 2024, additional accumulations from East Texas all the way to the Carolinas there, and including Tennessee, we could have an additional 1 to perhaps 2 inches worth of rain with that new storm system for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And then looking at that first full week of January, more of an El Nino look. We have warmer, milder conditions out west and across the northern tier of the United States, but then we have cooler temperatures with below normal temperatures there across the southeast coast into Florida during that time. We're also seeing drier weather to the north, and we're also seeing wetter weather further to the south across the Pacific Southwest, the Four Corners region, and across the southern plains, and even extending across the Gulf Coast in toward the Carolinas during that first full week of January. Then as we go into the second, third week into January, we're going to see more of those above normal temperatures favored to the north, centered across the upper Midwest and Great Lakes, and even the Northeast, with more normal to below normal temperatures further south, encompassing more of the Four Corners region, the Texas Hill Country there, and then across the Southeast, including Florida, during that time frame from January 6th through the 19th of 2024. And there's your precipitation outlook from the 6th through the 19th of January. Wetter out west there, again, including the Sacramento Valley, extending its way across the Four Corners region into the Central Plains, and then picking back up again across the Gulf Coast and the East Coast of the United States, in particular South Georgia and Florida. And then notice where it's drier to the north, where we have that high pressure building in Canada. That will extend some drier weather down into the northern high plains. the upper Midwest, and the Great Lakes region during that second and third week of January. Putting it all together, here is our potential storm track during the middle of January. This is a little far out, but it is looking likely that it's going to continue with that El Nino pattern, with low pressure systems developing near portions of Nevada, Arizona, and then diving east-southeast into Texas, and then rounding itself north and westward into the east coast of the United States as we go into the middle of January. And do notice, with this storm track, there is some potential for, if we have colder air moving further south, this could lead to some heavier snows for the Central Plains, the Midwest, the Ohio Valley, and interior New England, with more of that rain-snow mix there in the pink, and then all green with rain across the south, including much of Texas, the Dixie Valley region, and the southeast coast during that time frame. And notice the snow depth starts to build. That snow line begins to build in further to the south as we go deeper into January, toward that second and third week in January, and that could include as far south as the Texas Panhandle, the Oklahoma Panhandle there into northern Oklahoma, northwestern Arkansas, and through the Ohio Valley and much of the Northeast, beginning to see more snows potentially if that cold air is present as we go into the middle of January. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I definitely appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. I would love to hit 60,000 subscribers by the end of this year. And again, you can help me get there by subscribing to the channel. We have detailed weather forecasts for you across North America, the tropics, accurate weather on this channel. And do make sure to press the like button down below. It helps out more than you know. Share this video with friends, family, and on social media. And I hope everybody has a great Christmas out there.